What's up, guys? Jamie and Ryan here with week 3 of our Madden 17 pick challenge.
Woo!
Ryan, how about you last week?
I did wonderfully. You, on the other hand, fell on your face because of one game. Jacksonville.
Goddamn Jacksonville.
There's nothing you could have done about it. Jacksonville just played, adequate.
No, they played awful.
Yeah, I
They got
know.
destroyed.
They got just hammered on.
So, because I lost, I had to enjoy a nice ice cream sundae.
A wonderful ice cream sundae.
Yeah, it was delicious, as you will see in this next video.
I thoroughly enjoyed it.
So here we are, week 2 of the Madden Pick Challenge. Jamie happened to lose, not by much, one game, but he is currently concocting his wonderful punishment challenge. So we got
Chocolate ice cream.
and
Greek blue cheese stuffed green olives.
and
We're gonna have some red hot sweet ginger rajili hot sauce for topping. And
sounds wonderful.
some anchovies.
Okay,
So we got the ice cream in there now.
we'll see. We'll
These
see this
smell
at the end.
Absolutely awful.
Mmm, delicious.
And I'll get a nice juicy one too. Those are on top, not in juice. Okay. Anchovies, which I've never had before, so this should be great. I've never had any of this stuff, to be honest.
You've never had this on ice cream before, or
Or never, period.
are you gonna pour the juice on it?
No, absolutely not. Oh, that looks gross.
Those look awful.
Yep. They have the heads too.
Is there any eyeballs?
Oh, it feels even worse. Oh.
That looks like mini bacon.
Yeah, a little bit.
I mean, if
I
that
hope
if that
it
helps
tastes like
any.
it. I've only put one of those on. I'll eat it, but I'm only putting one on. The rest of those are going in the garbage.
And
Unless
a,
you guys like anchovies.
and a nice topping of hot sauce.
It smells just. Oh, those anchovies are gross.
Here, let me smell it. It smells like,
No, I don't like it.
I don't know. It smells like just salted disgustingness. Are you gonna mix it up, or do you want to just see the nastiness?
I want to see it as I eat it.
I think Lily, you want some?
Okay. Here we go.
Oh, you don't need a garbage can, do you?
Just in case. It's there. Okay, so
Okay.
like cut the.
Oh no, the whole thing. Whole thing. Okay, hold on. Before you put that delicious thing in your mouth, let's get a good look at that. Alright. Here we go. Wonderful. Are you partially gagging?
Uh-huh.
Seconds?
The olive saves it, I'm gonna be honest. Oh, that was awful.
Sure you don't want more?
Yeah, I think I'm good. I cheered up because I was. Ugh. Okay. Challenge complete.
On to week 3.
So, that looked awesome.
Yeah, it was not awesome.
It was awesome. I wanted to try it. No, I didn't.
No, I wouldn't even let you try it. It was awful.
I wouldn't recommend smelling any of those
No,
things
they
that you had.
It was all bad. It didn't taste good, and there's a reason I only took one bite of it. but I did not throw up. So I'm
but
happy.
that gagging, it was wonderful.
Anyway.
Anywho, we are jumping into week 3's picks. We got the Texans versus New England. Kind of the red, white, and blue theme this week, but we're doing this as our featured game of the week because, I mean, a third-string quarterback starting against a 2-0 Texans team, this couldn't have possibly went well, right?
Yeah, it's an obvious Houston win, which is why me and you both picked Houston to win. Madden, on the other hand, went with New England. And as we all know now, Madden was correct.
Madden somehow has a link to the future. There's no way they should have won this.
I cannot believe it. Unfortunately, we do not have the highlights from the Madden simulation for this week.
Since the game's already over,
Yes.
we kind of are putting this out a little later because both of us were a little under the weather this week. So we just didn't want to sound awful for you guys.
So our feature game of the week is Houston and New England, but we will not have highlights for it.
Since New England won, Madden is now up 2-0 on both of Jamie and I, because since this is our featured game of the week, we double the points for that game. So we're kind of starting this week off in an uphill battle already.
Yep. So jumping right into our 12 o'clock picks, the first game is going to be Buffalo versus Arizona. Ryan and I both went with Arizona, and Madden went with Buffalo.
There's no real good reasoning behind this game, so not much to talk about for this one.
Jumping into the next game, we got Minnesota at Carolina. Battle of the two NFC playoff teams last year.
I mean, Minnesota had a pretty decent game last week
Yeah.
against the Packers, so this should be a pretty interesting game.
With both of us picking Carolina and Madden going with the opposite team, which it tended to do a lot this week for some reason. This is a very important game in our attempts to get back into the winner column here.
And that actually brings up a good point for the next game, which is the Broncos versus the Bengals. This should be a no-brainer, but the Texans game should have been a no-brainer as well.
Yep. So I'm a little worried going into this week based on the fact that the Houston-New England game went the way it did. I feel like Madden has like inside knowledge going on with the games.
Next up is the Green Bay Packers versus Detroit Lions. Good rivalry game here, divisional rivalry. Last time we chose Green Bay to win, they lost. And when we chose Green Bay to lose, they won. So here we go in week 3.
Yeah, we'll see how this one turns out. This was one of the few games that we all picked unanimously, so should be an interesting one.
Very few games.
Yes.
I think we only chose 3 of the same this week between Matt and Jamie and I.
I think if Green Bay loses this one, our Green Bay Packer friends are probably going to want us to start picking against them again.
If Green Bay Packers lose, whatever my gut instinct is, I'm just going to choose the opposite.
Going into the next game, we got Jacksonville versus Baltimore.
Ravens versus the Jaguars. And the Jaguars screwing Jamie over last week.
Yeah, I'm done picking them. I picked them last 2 weeks. They lost both weeks, so I'm not jumping on that bandwagon anymore. I'm over it.
We'll see what happens later on this season.
We're going with Baltimore this week.
Next game, we got the Browns versus the Dolphins. Dolphins coming out on top for Jamie and I over the Browns. I can't see the Browns winning. Madden can for some reason.
I don't know. After having a 20-point lead last week in the first half, they found a way to blow it and lose to Baltimore. So I can't see the Cleveland Browns ever winning a game.
They Brownsed it up.
Yeah, that's just
In their normal fashion.
So we both went with Miami. Madden, however, picked the Browns. So be another key game in our quest to beat Madden.
If we lose that one, I feel like there's nothing we can do this week versus Madden. So we might be both losing.
Next up, we got Washington versus the Giants. It's another key division rivalry game.
And another unanimous game.
Yes, another one that we all picked unanimously out of one of the many few that we picked unanimously. For the next game, we got Oakland versus Tennessee. We again picked the same, both picking Oakland to win. I feel like eventually, sometime this season, they have to start playing up to the potential that they have. But
Oakland is very roller coastery team. You want them to win, and it's just I don't know. For some reason, they just can't win, but they win on some other ridiculous games.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where they're at. I want them to lose every week because I hate them, but
I love them. Their fans are fantastic.
No, they should be. They should be able to take this game, but who knows?
There was a really, really great fight video online last week with the Raiders fans fighting each other.
There's always a Raiders fan fighting someone. That's just the way they roll.
They're fantastic. Love you guys. For the next week, we have another and our final unanimous game, which is the Seattle Seahawks versus the 49ers. Seattle kind of screwed me last week, losing to the Rams 9-3.
Yeah, it was a very, very boring game.
9-3.
San Francisco actually played really well against Carolina, so I'm a little concerned about this pick. But we all picked Seattle, so it won't hurt us if they do end up losing to San Francisco.
It'll be one of those games where you just this one you can't decide the winner because I mean they lost to the Rams for God's sakes.
Who is Seattle and who are the 49ers?
Come on, 12th man player.
It is in Seattle too, so that's where I give the advantage to Seattle. Next up, we got Tampa Bay versus the LA Rams.
Rams. I'm always gonna pick the Rams now. From now on.
Madden also went with the Rams, but I have faith in Jameis Winston. It's gonna be a big game for us because this is one of the few that we actually picked differently. I think Tampa Bay is gonna be able to pull it out.
This could help me out huge in beating Jamie. If I can beat Jamie on this one, I think it's gonna help me out later on in one of the later picks because I kind of got screwed. So we'll explain that in a few seconds.
Next up, we got the Philadelphia Eagles, who were chosen by Madden, against the Pittsburgh Steelers, who Ryan and I both chose.
I mean, Steelers.
Yeah, I don't know why it thinks Philly, but I mean, Philly is 2-0, so who knows?
That could be an upset.
That could be, and if it is, that's not going to be good for us.
Yeah, if any of the Browns and the Dolphins, that could be an upset. There's no hope for us this week for that one.
Yeah, if they end up winning that game, we might as well just chalk it up to destiny that we both have to do the loser challenge. Just what it's meant to be.
And okay, so here's where I was talking about in a few seconds that this was going to screw me over. The Indianapolis Colts versus the Chargers.
So with this, the Chargers were picked by both Madden and I.
And I chose the Colts. I had faith in them this week that they were going to win. They can't go 0-3. But
the problem is that the injury report was released after we made the picks, and the Colts are missing a lot of key players. Going into this game.
So we got a fractured shoulder blade.
Yep.
For Moncrief.
Yep.
T.Y. Hilton is questionable. Andrew Luck was questionable. So yeah, I really wanted the Colts to win. I still hope they do, for my sake, but things are looking pretty rough this week for that pick. So if Jamie loses the Tampa Bay game and wins this one, I still feel like it'll be a good wash, so we'll only be coming down to our final game.
Yes, it should be a very interesting matchup. Next up, we got one of the final games of the week. We got the Jets versus the Chiefs, where we both went with the Jets, and Madden, following the theme of the week, went with the Chiefs.
Not surprising.
Yeah, not a whole lot to talk about in that game. I think the Jets should be able to take it. Kansas City hasn't really played up to their potential yet this season, and the Jets have been playing fairly well, so I have faith in that pick. I feel pretty comfortable with that one.
Moving on, we got Dallas Cowboys versus the Bears.
I feel almost equally as comfortable with this pick. The Bears are awful.
But, I mean...
The Bears are awful.
The Bears are pretty bad.
They're so bad.
But, I mean, is Dallas really that much better?
They're so much better than the Bears. I wouldn't be surprised if the Bears don't win a game this entire season. They're like the Cleveland Browns to me right now. Jay Cutler isn't playing, which actually may be a benefit for the Bears because he tends to just help the other team more than he helps his.
So it's the battle of the backups?
Kind of, yeah, if you want to look at it that way. Final game this week, and what could end up being a huge matchup for our pick challenge.
This comes down to brass tacks, and we're just going to get into a fist fight over this one.
It's the Monday night game, too, which will be fun if it is close, because we'll have to wait until Monday to get the final results.
I mean, if it comes down to Monday and Madden is still beating us, I don't think this one's going to matter all that much.
That's very true.
If we're all tied... This is the game that could change everything.
I went with the Saints, and Madden and Ryan both chose the
Falcons. Yes, the Falcons. I don't know, Matt Ryan, he's doing pretty decent this season.
I don't know. I still think the Saints have faith. They played awful last week. They lost me the game last week too, so it's I'm kind of uneasy about the pick, but I have faith going into it. If anything, we're probably going to be both losing to Madden at the end of this anyway, so...
Yeah, I mean...
We'll see how this goes.
So here we are, week 3 overall picks. Again, we only had 3 picks the same, all 3 of us. As you can see, Madden had quite a few against us. almost every single one of them that Jamie and I chose together. So this is going to be an interesting week. That leads us right into our pick for the loser challenge to see what we will have to do if we lose to Madden. So here you go.
Pick for the loser challenge for week 3. Drum
What's it
roll.
gonna be?
Brrrr. That's all I got for a drum roll.
This is going to be gross.
Great.
Condiment sandwich. We're going to be...
Wait. What did you say? Condiment or
Condiment.
Okay.
Not condom sandwich.
Okay.
Not condom sandwich.
Gotcha.
That would
be
worse.
probably worse, I would say.
I don't know if you could eat that. But if we're both losing, we have to blindfolded pick a couple of condiments, put them on a sandwich, and eat the sandwich. But I can't see that working out too well for either of us.
Yeah, not looking forward to that.
I hope either we both lose or I win. Hey!
We'll see.
But tune in next week, I guess, to find out who has to eat the gross stuff. As you found out, Jamie had to eat that gross, nasty ice cream.
Yeah, let's not talk about that.
I had Mountain Dew ice cream. It was delicious.
That wraps up week 3 of our Madden Pick Challenge.
Thank you for watching.
If you like this video, please subscribe to our YouTube channel.
And if you haven't watched the previous weeks, we can put the link in the description below.
Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.
Bye, guys.